RussianVids. Oh boy. Now, is this cretin even worth my time? I mean, he does an ample job of making sure everyone on the internet knows how dishonest and utterly ignorant he is. But hey, that sheer dishonesty and utter ignorance of this silly is too damn amusing, because he contradicts himself and lies every other sentence. While, of course, giggling like a dipshit. Dare I say he takes the art of dipshittery to new heights. So, about his channel. Holy hell, that monstrosity is so full of horseshit, it makes you wonder if we need a garbage filter on the tubes. Or a poop filter? I don't know. I had to dig through quite a lot of boring non-content streams, random out-of-context recap videos from other channels, asinine, unfounded and criminally uninformed conspiracy crafting, using popular media as some kind of evidence, and failing so hard, it's just really a sad display. Hey, RussianVids, just saying things is not enough, you git. You actually have to back up the things you say with other things other than giggling, refusing to answer questions by giz-galloping, or have your opponents actually answer the questions directed at you. And don't even get me started on your pretending you've got entirely impossible audio issues of you being unable to hear a certain person in Hangouts, who just so happens to be asking questions of you. And of course, while the rest can hear him, just so you can waste more time and redirect once you're done playing your little game. Have some bloody honor and integrity, for fuck's sake. Anyway, that channel of his, it's mostly just things you wouldn't even force on your worst enemy to watch. However, after all that digging, I somehow managed to find something barely acceptable, and sadly, it's very basic at that. But what do you expect? We are dealing with a basic fluff here after all. And to be quite honest, it makes it even sadder, what with him being on the tubes for quite some time and still only being able to parrot the basic fluff talking points. Oh well, go right ahead, RussianVids. Show us your perspective on perspective.
When you wake up to the flat earth reality, you look back to your childhood and you think about how ridiculous and how you bought into the whole ball earth idea, how trillions of gallons of water could somehow stick to the side and the bottom of the ball earth according to science due to gravity, which is only a theory. Now, I saw this footage today.
So, right off the bat, we already have 3 dipshittery points. Oh hey, great start there, Mr. RV. So, starting off with the completely unfounded, you've gone dumb beat indoctrinated boy comedy skit. Basically turning the entire video into a loaded remark based on absolutely nothing. Next up, the trillions of gallons of water. What? Nothing? Dodged a bullet there, or rather a bruise. Obviously, the big scary number game gets the fluffs and fluff-curious people all riled up. Furthermore, he wants you to believe that it's merely the Earth trying to hold all that mass to the planet. What if I told you it's technically the combination of both the mass of the water and the mass of the Earth? The Earth's gravitational field is trying to hold the water to the planet, but the water is also pulling a tad bit on the Earth. Now the Earth rotates twice as slow as the hour hand on a clock, which is about 0.000694 RPM, or in other words, it rotates around its axis once every day. Now, that extremely slow RPM is clearly not enough to throw all that water into orbit, like he'll have you believe. But throw some big numbers out there and you have a fluff game going. And of course he will throw that gravity is just a theory crap out there as well. Now, you might have noticed I had to explain quite a lot here, which is all part of his little game. He just throws claims out there and puts the other side, opponents, so to speak, on the defensive. And will keep doing that. Answering questions? He doesn't know what that is. Well, he does know what it is, but he refuses to answer questions. So there's that. So what's up, guys? No facepalm. Oh, crap.
Of this huge cargo ship out in the ocean, and the person filming is using a P900 digital camera.
The Flurf camera of choice. Or maybe the P1000 now, right? Anyway, get a better camera. Or better yet, a telescope with a DSLR. But I guess for this silly little experiment of yours, it's gonna work just fine, right?
Let's take a look at this footage here. Okay, well, it zooms out. And one thing I want to mention before playing the video, just imagine so-called gravity holding down these huge containers on this cargo ship.
Yep, imagining it. What's your point? Also, there is a bloody thing called an electronic level. Even the P900 has that. So, you know, straighten out the bloody horizon already. Flew for a camera work. I love it.
Due to supposed gravity, which again is only a theory.
A scientific theory. There is a difference, buddy boy.
Now take a look at the bottom. You can see the bottom, of course, or the water level of the boat itself.
Now we have to pay attention to his dishonest little game, because this ship is clearly right in front of the horizon, it's not across the horizon. Keep that in mind while he babbles on.
can see the waves striking the sides. Now, take a look here. Again, zooming out as the cargo ship completely disappears. Gone. Out of sight. Nowhere. I understand.
See how slippery he is? Out of sight. He just slipped that in there. The thing is, it's angular resolution. When you zoom out far enough with your fancy P900, the angular resolution of the ship will be so minuscule, the sensor cannot pick it up anymore. It really is as simple as that, but he will have you believe it has gone out of sight, quote unquote, across the horizon, when it clearly was not, as shown on this picture. Oh boy, it's really satisfying exposing this one.
This is a little bit elevated, but still, from this perspective, you're not looking around the so-called ball Earth.
Well, in this case, elevation doesn't really influence the ship being in front of the horizon. It's literally close enough to be in front of the horizon. I'm fairly certain it would even be in front of the horizon when you're filming from the beach. All you have proven right now is the fact that you do not understand how a zoom camera works in relation to angular resolution.
100%. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, proof. Again, we live on a flat Earth. Now,
you don't understand how perspective and percentage works, and I'll be right back.
Let's take a look here, as I shown earlier, with the so-called ball Earth. I mean, completely ridiculous.
What the fuck are you talking about, mate? You are literally showing a ball Earth. It's not a so-called ball Earth. What are you doing? And I'll be right back.
Just imagining a ship settling on the side or the bottom of the so-called ball Earth.
Ugh. Basic flurf point up and down is not the same as north and south. Gravity works like this, not like this. You utter dick flute. There is no side or bottom of the ball. My word, that horse shit is getting really stale. You silly man, you.
Now let's take a look at these photos.
Yes, let's take a look at these photos. You know, I'm not one to do that, but your speech patterns are really annoying. And I have to just remark, that boat is really, really big.
Of these huge cargo ships, one China shipping line, all these containers, I guess, being held down by that magical force called gravity.
Uh-huh. Except it's not magical. What? Did you think I was gonna let you get away with that? Contrary to popular belief, I don't play flurf games. I destroy them. Excuse me?
Take a look here, some more photos. Again, these huge cargo ships. Just imagine these going around the so-called ball Earth. Completely ridiculous. Again, once you're awake.
Look at that tiny puppy ship. It's so adorable, I'm gonna die.
Water always is level. Finds its level.
It's so adorable.
Okay, take a look here as well.
Hey, dipshit. Level is not the same as flat. Now, I did an entire video on that, and it's gonna pop up on the right corner in the info thingy as a card. It's a good thing you guys always repeat the same shit over and over again. Good for me.
Now imagine this.
This is the point you...
One of these cargo ships.
Oh, there we go.
Going on, again, the side of the ball Earth.
Good God, man.
And how everything remains upright.
In relation to what exactly, Mr. RV?
Now take a look at this photo.
Now take a look at this photo. Let's go over here. Let's take a look at this. What's going on over here? We're doing something over here. Notice how he gishgalops, even in his own videos. Also, to answer my own question, because Mr. RV here is not answering the question. It is upright in relation to the bloody planet. But hey, you think up and down is the same as north and south, so whatever, mate. Let's have a look at this photo.
This one cargo ship and all these containers leading to one side, and I'm sure some fell into the ocean itself.
Yes, and notice how the containers are leaning in relation to the gravitational pull on them in relation to the planet. And what, did you miss the bit where the ship is not level with the water? Kind of a big hint staring you right in your face there, bub.
But again, somehow, on the ball Earth, this doesn't happen.
Because somehow on the ball Earth this doesn't happen. That doesn't even make sense. At least try to make sense, because, you know, making sense, is sensible. You're making nonsense. And I'll be right back.
And you can clearly see, of course, the ship itself. You know, the water's flat.
Well, to quote you, because nothing more is needed. Water is not flat. You just don't understand. Why are you so silly?
People don't understand, can't comprehend.
People is not the word you're looking for. Also, no you.
The deception, how deep it goes. And I want to point something else out as well.
What?
The deception, how deep it goes. And I want to point something else out as well.
Yeah, that is exactly what I thought you said. Utter gibberish. Try again?
The deception, how deep it goes. And I want to point something else out as well.
So, something about deception with mumbling ending in as well. Hey, Dick Flute, this is your own damn language. Why you no speaky the English goodly like me?
The deception, how deep it goes. And I want to point something else out as well.
Nope. Oh well, let's move on, shall we? I mean, it is Mr. RV here doing the talky bit, which is as useful as a windmill on the moon.
People that so-called love the ball earth, it's not about loving the ball earth. They don't like the idea of being told they've been deceived their whole entire lives. 40, 50, 60 years of believing this lie of the ball earth.
And now we're back to your unfounded indoctrination paranoia madness. Hey, Mr. RV, maybe, now stay with me here, all the proof is out there. Just because you dismiss it when it doesn't fit your narrative doesn't mean it's not there. Or rather, just because you don't understand doesn't have any influence on its testable, demonstrable, repeatable nature. We go where the evidence leads, not where we want to lead the evidence.
That's their ego talking to them.
Ha! It's some mighty fine production you got going there.
Now let's take a look at this photo.
Yes, let's take a look at this photo. You know, at this point I'm not even sorry.
With this one huge ship docked, and you see of course the ropes holding it into position. Just imagine how supposedly powerful gravity is to be able to hold this ship. You know, say for example it's on the side of the ball earth, into position. Completely ridiculous.
Wow, that is one scientific analysis right there. You have no idea how gravity works, do ya? It works everywhere. It's not just a bunch of mooring lines. Also, how do you explain stuff going down towards the planet at 9.8 meters per second? Literally accelerating at 9.8 meters per second squared. I mean, if density is your argument, why doesn't it go up? Because there's less density towards the top of the atmosphere. Not to mention this pressure gradient in our atmosphere is the absolute evidence there is a gravitational field acting upon it. But hey, let's have a look at more photos, right?
Take a look here at some more photos. These are from Antarctica. And I find it interesting with this one ship. It's a icebreaker. It's called Aurora. I touched upon Aurora recently in a video.
Well, contrary to popular belief, I don't like to look at shit, and your videos are shit. This is actually one of the best ones out there, so Aurora, what does that mean? Is that something in the conspiracy theory land? It's just a name. Like numbers are just numbers. White 33 UC? How's your puppy doing, by the way? Is he still shitting all over the carpet? And this is just too damn ironic. I'll just have to add this here. This wave file I just recorded is number 33, so how about that? 33 you see? Are you gonna shit all over the carpet again? Mr. RV is not gonna be too happy about that. At least try and control yourself.
The cult of Aurora.
The sheer irony of a cult member talking about cults. The cult of Aurora. Now, I just happen to know that the cult of Aurora is an Italian metal band. Let me just throw a link in the description to their website. So apparently a metal band is now a cult.
And again, somehow...
Oh shit, Mr. RV, careful now, that is the almighty Penguin Army. You know, the Antarctic Defense Force? If they know you have a picture of them, ooh, you're gonna be in trouble, boy. I mean, let me just check with Lance Corporal Flatter here. What do you think of RV's, brain farts?
Just utter bullshit.
Well, I tend to agree, but I do believe the official term is oh shit.
These ships on the bottom of the ball. Completely ridiculous.
Well, you know, there's some...
Or something simpler. Gravity, dick.
Oh yeah, that's... you just gave him the boot. I love it. Now, if you want to see more of Lance Corporal Flatter here, go and have a look at Anti-Flatter's channel. He's got a bunch of spiffies doing spiffy things. And one of them mostly drinks vodka, while being a badass. Oh, come on, you know it to be true, Yuri.
Duh.
And the people that believe in the so-called ball earth.
Well, belief is not the word you're looking for. We know it's a ball. And not because we know, it's because we can prove, demonstrate, test, not to mention repeat all those tests and predict with it. It's kind of a big thing, just like the planet. So what's for your next trick? Are we gonna go into scale issues, meaning you don't understand the scales involved?
They always talk about how, wouldn't we go over the edge if we live in a flat earth? No, we don't go over edge. You actually, if you believe in the ball earth, you're the ones going around the so-called curve or edge.
Is it me or does he sound constipated? What happened? Did we push a button or something? Are we pushing your buttons? Also, an edge. You do realize that a globe doesn't have an edge, right? Oh, yes, of course. I was waiting for that.
Simple as this. If you follow my channel, you'll know this. Antarctica is an ice wall, ice ring that surrounds the whole world.
Like I said, he is a basic flurf. You do realize that is a globular projection on a flat map? Come on now, the azimuthal equidistance map. North Pole projection in this case. It is a globular projection. We're really going back to basics, aren't we? Oh, and by the way...
Basically keeping the oceans in. It's that simple. These ships, again, do not go around the so-called ball earth. Believe in this huge ship on the bottom. Give me a break.
Watch out for these huge ships on the bottom. There is no bottom of the bloody planet. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like to repeat myself. But why do these people like to repeat themselves in a bloody video that is linear? People can go back. They don't have to constantly hear the same thing. What are you doing? Some kind of sermon? Also the annoyance in his voice. He's getting triggered, as the cool kids say.
Now to conclude this video, I want to show one more video footage, again, of perspective. This is what it's all about with these ships. When people believe they see these ships going around the so-called ball earth, I'm going to play this one last clip. I played it before, but just for reference. Again, as this person is ground level on the beach. Someone could talk about, oh, the footage I showed earlier was higher elevation. Well, what excuse do you have here? This is from ground level.
What excuse do you have? What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to show here? That ship is literally on the horizon. It's even going a little bit behind it. It is in fact at the point where the bottom starts to dip behind the horizon. So you just proved the bloody globe. Now I'm getting frustrated. How the hell did that happen? Oh, you're a good little troll, aren't you? See, this is exactly what I mean when I say I demand a higher level of quality in my trolls.
As the guy with the camera pans back, you're going to see that boat and that buoy disappear right here. There you go. Gone out of sight. Not around the so-called ball earth. It's all due to perspective. That's simple.
And once again, he just used the word out of sight when it is angular resolution, the sensor unable to pick it up because it is not zoomed in with his fancy zoom lens. Hey, mate, what about the other boat, by the way? It's still visible, isn't it? I know, I'm just jerking your chain here, taking the piss, tickling your, funny bone?
So again, there's going to be those, they're going to rage, get all upset, and again, that's their ego talking to them.
Yes, our ego. When in fact it is the flat earthers who have the most narcissistic self-image of themselves, with them being in possession of some kind of special knowledge. You know, ego. You don't get to talk about ego when your ego is the size of the planet, the globe, to be exact.
They cannot handle the fact that, again, they've been deceived their whole entire lives. And no evidence in the world is going to convince them. Because their ego is much more powerful than their brain, of course. And it takes over their mind. And the ego is like I said so many times, the ego, the human ego, is the biggest obstacle, the biggest enemy to truth. There's your obvious footage once again.
Well, would you look at the time, it's Dunning-Kruger o'clock. How is that Dunning-Kruger effect treating you, by the way?
Ship is completely gone, disappeared.
Get a better camera, follow a camera class so you actually know how your camera works. Your zoom lens is not a magic tool making things disappear when you zoom out. You silly man, you.
Don't live on a so-called spinning ball.
Nope, we do in fact live on a spinning ball, not a so-called spinning ball. And it's not even spinning that fast. Remember the RPM? It's really, really slow.
Traveling at 66,600 miles an hour as we're supposedly spinning at 1,100 miles an hour at the equator. Give me a break. Completely ridiculous.
Oh, of course he's gonna throw the big numbers, scary big numbers out there. That 1100 miles per hour takes a full day of rotation, it's 15 degrees per hour. And now the 66,000 miles per hour. Now, how long does one orbit take around the sun? It's something like a year, right? Oh hey, we just arrived at I do not understand scale. All the scales involved are really, really huge. Those numbers are tiny and rather insignificant. They sound big and fast, but in fact it's really, really slow. When you use the frame of reference. You don't know what a frame of reference... of course he doesn't know what a frame of reference is. Who the hell am I kidding here?
This video, if you cannot see by now, we do not live on a so-called ball Earth. You're never going to get it. Play this last clip to conclude the video. Clear as day. Let it sink in for all you that are still in love with the whole idea of the ball Earth.
Let it sink in. Are you really gonna use that word? Oh boy, the irony is off the chart. Yes. Oh, you had to get one in right at the last second, right? If I recall correctly, this is the first time that actually happened. At the last seconds he gets one last facepalm moment, making me walk back and shit. Oh boy, this guy. Oh boy! Now, Mr. RV, or rather RussianVids 4, you have so many YouTube channels and Twitters. What the hell is wrong with you, mate? You might even get a jester status for just that. But hey, all that is left to say, and that was an unintentional rhyme, Mr. RussianVids, you shall be sentenced to be a jester in the Order of the Sillies. I hope you enjoy your stay, Dick Flute. Now, I said that because I don't believe you are actually a flat earther. You sound so fake, mate. And I don't care if that was an unintentional rhyme again. And you lot, you know what to do. Tickle those bells, buttons, and links all around this video and have a look at my spiffy Patreons. They're all down in the description and on screen down there. If you want your name there, go ahead and become a member of the Order of the Unhallowed. Oh yeah, and I have some spiffy merchandise as well, apparently. Oh, shilling it for all it's worth. RussianVids are gonna like that. So, next up, Brainy Beaver. He is also going to do something to this man, and it's not gonna be pretty. Now, I'm pretty sure my mods or my bot, if it is behaving, is posting links in the chat box right now. So, go ahead and have some fun over there. It's going to be a premiere. It's going to be funny. It's going to be beaverish. And it's gonna be... what? I don't know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Why do I always get myself involved in wet beaver specials? I don't even understand. It's all wet.